and welcome to the second episode of Geordie's Journey. I am the FM Geordie, otherwise known as Cam, and this is the Football Manager Super League channel. So today I've decided we're going to jump back in straight in the deadline day. I did record some of this yesterday, but it got a bit boring. So I've decided I'm going to be chopping and changing and going in and out of this save as much as we can. So if we look towards it now, we are at a good point. We have had a few fixtures since. So we had United, we lost 2-0. It was a harsh game. We then played Bournemouth. Look at that. I mean, 79 minutes in 80 minutes. It literally, the highlight was, went up one end, we scored. Next highlight was kick-off, they scored. And it was just as simple as that. It was a pretty poor game. And then Brentford away, we did pick up some points. Callum Wilson scoring 2 there. Isak did come on, didn't really do much. So we've got some work to do here. So looking at the squad, there is no real glaring omissions, but I think we could get a few more youth players through the door and maybe get rid of a few. So Vladimir Moss, unfortunately, he's here to stay. Martin Dubravka, I don't want him to go, but he's probably going to have to go. So we're going to offer him out, see if we get anything. Joe Willock is another one who I want to offer out. I don't think anything will come of this, but we're going to go for it anyway. But we're going to look to get some young players in to take away on loan. So I've built a little shortlist from when I've been playing other games with some very young players who might be able to do a job for us. So looking at this, we've got, God, I'm not even going to pronounce this. There's a guy, American guy. He must have some sort of, he's Serbian. So he's got Serbian blood, and he looks pretty decent for being 24. He doesn't really grow. Doesn't really have that opportunity to grow. However, Benjamin Crazy, he does. And he's all right. He turns into an all right player from when I played other saves. He's been okay. He gets to a decent, standard. But I think, it's something that we could do to improve our youth setup here. And there's a guy who I absolutely adore. He's brilliant. He doesn't look it, but if you build him up through the save, he's some player. So this guy is called Nicolas Salzberg, and I really do like him. He's just got something about him. He's 6'2", his physicals are all going in the right direction, and that's a positive. His determination's 15. Young players, we love determination. That's what we want. These technicals we need to build, but I'm going to look to see if he is available for transfer. And he's not, so that's fantastic. So this seems to be happening a lot, and I think it's just because of the database that we're playing on, is that there's just a lot of people who've obviously moved clubs and stuff within the database which has been created. So there's not much we can do. But listed for transfer, we're going to have a look and see if there's any young players listed for transfer. There's some decent ones, but nothing that I can really pin my eye on. I do love a little Brazilian. He would be decent, but we're not gonna go for this. So we're gonna just quickly look for some young players. I'll take it off listed, and we're gonna go down to about 15 to 18 range. Is a range where it's pretty good, and you can get some good standard of players there. But I will return once I've found some decent young players for us to have a look at. So after going through a lot of, I've spent about an hour in my time going through and scouting some young players and trying to find young players to scout, and it's impossible because a lot of the good young players have moved on and moved to new clubs within this database. Obviously, this database is updated for the teams as of May 2025, but in reality, the actual game is in 2023. So a lot of this is kind of outdated. So we're just going to skip through as much as we can in this window. I've got, can't see it away. So I do have some lovely shortlisted stuff. We do have 2 players that we're going to try and go and sign. So one is a goalkeeper, and we're going to loan him straight out. We're going to loan him straight out. And I think that is fair. But approach to sign, because we can take him as of the next day. We can play him as a youngster, and we will. We will find a lower move to assist him, because I think that's really important that we do that with this one. He's going out on loan anyway. It makes no odds to me. So he's going to go out on loan. Happy days. And Goncalo Meyer. I quite like this guy. I think he's lacking a little bit in terms of physical, but determination's up there. You can play all across the middle. And I think, given enough time, given maybe 2 seasons, he could really be pushing. But again, it's that loan move. But he's not even interested, so fantastic. So at this moment in time, we're working with 1 signing. So I'm going to skip ahead till the end of the window. If anything else comes up, I shall let you know. But I don't think anything will come up in terms of players and things. We're going to get on to the next game. So unless something comes up, the next thing you will see is a game. So as deadline day is ended, finally, it was a bit of a strange one. We were trying to sign some players, and players were rejecting for staying at their club and other reasons. The big one was a man who many people who watched FM saves from other YouTubers might remember, Miles Leeburn. And I was trying to get him in. He's 6'5", knows where the goal is, he's got decent head. Would have been a great player to build. He's only 19. Well, he was rejected because Charlton, after I think it was about 10 hours, couldn't find a replacement striker. Bearing in mind I was giving them about £4 million. So I just went, right, it is what it is, and we moved on. However, looking at our window, we did sign a few players. So we signed and loaned back out Marcel Rantic, who is a 19-year-old centre-back. We loaned him back to Olympia in, I can't remember where they're from, Slovenia. We signed Divock Origi for $3 million and Willett Swidberg for 11.75. We did loan out a few players, which is a bit of a shame. We're just going to have to see where the water lies. It means we don't have a 4th choice striker, which is okay, because somebody I did forget about was where is he gone? Oh, God signed you. Whoopsies. There's a young player in the under 18s. Is he in the under 18s, under 21s? Might be in the under 21s. And he's brilliant. He's been on the bench for Newcastle a few times now. He's called Sean Neve. And he is great. I just don't know where he is. He's somewhere on this. He's somewhere on here. He should be anyway. No, that's strange, because I'm absolutely sure he should be in because he's in. We go squad numbers. He's actually in the squad numbers. He's in the under 18s. So he's a good little young player that I'm going to try and develop through the save to be a much, much better player. and we're going to look at getting him from Green Carrick to start trying to place the shots. Because once we start getting that, we're happy. So Sean Neves have a little prospect, but we do have some good players at the club. We have a young guy who can play at centre half, who I'll probably loan out, called Linus Gector, who I signed. He's pretty decent. You know, he could probably slot in. He could probably play when needed. And there's some good young players as well. Trevan Swanee. I swear he was on the bench not long ago in real life for Newcastle. So we're going to move on. We're going to play a game against Brighton in 2 days. So it is one of those things. And I hate the always open for business. Hope to strike the Liban agreement. Chris Battram has left us after he was on trial with us. We needed a centre back. We were desperate for a centre back, and I brought one in just in case we needed to sign somebody. But it's okay. See, every time I reject this, they say no. So we're just going to go back. We're going to do the bits we need to do. You got 5% yearly wage rise. Happy days. And it's this. It's this. I don't want to loan them back. They're gonna have time to go and sign a player. They've got now 6 months to go and do this. So squad registration time. I'm just gonna select both of them because we don't have anybody in the development centre that may need to be signed during the season. So that could be in the squad. It's fine. They know their place. So we've got Brighton coming up. So hopefully we can get a win here. I'm going to do the boring stuff and I will catch you on the flip side in a couple of minutes. So we are back and we do have a game against Brighton to worry about. So I've been trying to think about this system for a little bit and I think I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going to stick with this team. I think the longer I stick with it, the better it's going to be. I do have some options off the bench. Dan Burnett is just going to slot back onto the bench. I'm going to have to play some of these eventually. So I'm hoping that we can get something going. Isak needs to score today, otherwise it's going to starting to not look good for it. So I've gone for our usual team. I am going to switch Nick Pope into a goalkeeper rather than a sweeper keeper and just move that defensive line back slightly. And we will see how this goes. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we do come up with a win here because it would be ideal, but we will see. So let's get into it. Let's get nervous now. James Milner is playing. Everybody who knows me knows that I absolutely adore James Milner. He's just a legend, and I genuinely cannot love. I could not love a guy more. Honestly, he's brilliant. He just gives me he just gives me so much happiness watching him play. He's so solid. I remember as a kid watching him at St James's Park, and it was like him, Jeremy, Alan Smith, Michael Owen, Mark Viduka, Obafemi Martins, like just that really core Colaccini, Habib Bey, Abdullah Jesus, Stephen Taylor, Tim Krul, Steve Harper, Shea Given, Jose Enrique was played at left back. Like that core Newcastle team of the 2000s. Like I always remember him being in it from when I was really young. So it just gives me happiness that now I'm in my 20s and he's still playing, and he's playing at such a high level still. Like he's not getting and it's going to go offside. But it just gives us so much happiness to see that James Milner's still playing in real life. And I always, any opportunity I get, I will sign James Milner. So that's a goal for Isak, but I'm pretty sure that was Gordon's goal. I'm pretty sure that would have been Gordon's goal in any other game. But you know what? Isak gets the goal. I'm not too bothered. Gordon gets an assist as well, which is a bonus for us. But hey, what can we do? Yeah, but I remember James Milner playing in that time really does scare me. And I hate when the AI plays this stupid formation. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. Big Joe. No, 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 no. Oh no. Let's watch this again, shall we? So Botman can't clear his lines, and then Joe Linton takes a Joe Linton style touch. If anybody's watched Joe Linton long, like I have, he's got this touch, and it's not very good, and it just bounces off his foot and flies away. And that is exactly what's happened. The game is imitating real life, um, but that is just horrendous. Like that is horrendous. Like that cannot be happening. Like that cannot be happening, but it is. So hey, what can we do? That actually hurts me. That hurts me more than anything. We're going to just encourage the boys. It's not too shabby. We're not. It looks like we're creating chances and we're getting some things on target, but like we should really look at now starting to get the ball played around a little bit more because that we're somewhat just not keeping the ball at all. So it would be ideal if we could start keeping the ball. And we're not going to, are we? Come on, let's just get this half over and done with. I don't want this corner. Another corner, fantastic. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's thinking about liking and subscribing. I mean, I am just doing this for the fun, for the to keep me on track, to keep playing FM as much as I can because I don't really have the time to in my normal day to day life. So when I've got this time, I really want to be able to play it, and I'm going to make sure I get through a couple of seasons, like at least a season before I end this. Whether I get sacked or I find a new job or I get Newcastle to a decent part and they've scored. And that hurts so much because now I'm going to have to find a way to beat down a Brighton who are sat with 2 banks of 4. But hey, oh, Isak, come on. Yes, we're back in it. And it's going to be offside. It's going to be offside. It's going to be offside. Oh, no, it's not. How it is. That was a brilliant, brilliant ball. This is what I want my team to do. I want my team to carve open opportunities. I am going to make a slight change, though. I am going to change Sandro Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes around. Just see if that does anything. It probably won't, but I've got a suspicion that I'm playing them in the wrong positions. And I think if I played Tonali a little bit further forward, I might actually get more out of them. Whereas Bruno likes to play, them long ball passes and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so we need to just pick up a win here. We need some more points. So I'm not changing anything for the minute, and we're just going to see how it goes. But it's tough. Come on, Botman. Yes, lad. Well done. Come on, let's keep going. And we're going to have to look to make some changes now. James Milner's he's ruined, isn't he? He doesn't know what's hit him. Oh, no, God, I've said that and he dispossesses me. Oh, no. Danny Welbeck. Oh, my Christ. Right. Changes are afoot. Right. I'm going to bring on Lewis Miley. I'm going to stick him in behind. I'm going to stick them 2 in midfield together and hope that whatever I throw at them, it will stick. Tonali can go as the ball winning midfield player, and we can play Bruno as the deep liar. Miley can play in behind. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to go two up top. We'll play Wilson more as. We'll play him as a poacher. See if we can get a few goals out of him. And we're going to bring off Barnes because he's done nothing. And we're going to bring on that Swedberg and just see if anything comes of it. And Miley's on the bench for if it all goes terrible. But I don't understand what's going on here. So I'm going to change this round slightly. I'm going to push this down. And we're going to dispute quickly and see if we can get the ball going a little bit more. I think we're losing something. I just don't know what. So we're just going to see how this goes. Because I think this is going to be 3-2. I want to lose things in midfield. We need to start playing a little bit more. Well, I think we need to start playing wider, actually. I think that is our key. Is to play a little bit wider. Oh, so close. Right. I think as much as Bruno's done well, I think Lewis mainly needs to come on. I think I'm going to bring on Kieran Trippier for the last so often. All right, I'm going to bring on Matt Target, I think, as well. Just use them subs up. Oh, Danny Welbeck again. Oh, this is not good. We need to mark Welbeck out the game because it's getting dangerous now. He needs to be mark order and mark data. Oh, and then we'll concede a corner straight away. And oof. So we've got some time here. We need to just make sure this. We need to get a goal here. We need to get a goal. I think this is just where we go balls to the wall and we get some floated crosses in. Last 2 minutes. Brighton are still on the march, and I think this is just one of those things where they're going to constantly have more possession because they're playing that 5. Well, that's 7. What I like to call a 7 at the back. And it's just you can't really break. I find it difficult to break it down. 2-2 at home against Brighton's a pretty poor performance. We'll try and be nice. We'll listen to Jason Tingle, but I think for this episode that is it. I'm afraid it's been a pretty boring episode. I mean, you've seen me win no games, and you've seen me lose one and draw once, and now is probably the time where I say, please like and subscribe. Like, I'm begging you, please like and subscribe because I really need this. I think if I can get, let's say if I can get 5 likes, if I can get 5 likes on this, I'll be super duper happy. It's just something I'm trying to work really hard on. I'm trying to make some good content. I'm trying to watch other people and watch their content and make it. I've only got limited resources. So I'm just trying to do my best. But any advice and feedback does help. Please share this far and wide. I would really appreciate it. I am the FM Geordie and I'm signing off because I need to go and work on this team. I will see you a couple of matches in the future and in the next episode. So this has been an awful episode, but take care.